Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy is proposing that the U.S. raise the voting age to 25, with exceptions for those 18 and older who serve in the military, work as emergency responders, or take a naturalization test. The United States faces a 25% military recruitment deficit in the military, and just 16% of Gen Z say they're proud to be American, Ramaswamy said in a statement. The absence of national pride is a serious threat to our republic's survival. At a time when young Americans are taught to celebrate their differences, civic duty voting, and in particular the service path, creates a sense of shared purpose and experience, he added. The conservative entrepreneur notes on his campaign website that while the Constitution prohibits discrimination based on race and gender, it does not express guarantee universal voting. This is intentional. We live in a constitutional republic, not direct democracy, according to the site, which adds voting is a privilege and a civic duty is a proper precondition for enjoying that privilege. The proposal would require a constitutional amendment, which Ramaswamy acknowledged represents a high hurdle. He also recommended that not everyone will like this proposal. It will take persuasion to convince many of its merits, but I'm ready to take that on, he said on Twitter. Republicans have increasingly struggled with younger voters, particularly on issues such as the environment and gun violence. Ramaswamy is currently polling around 3% among Republican primary voters, according to a polling average by 538. He and other current and potential GOP candidates remain well behind former President Trump and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who has not yet formally entered the race, but is widely expected to do so. And he's going to keep being behind Trump and DeSantis. So, do I even have to explain why this is stupid? Now, for people who don't know, the original voting age in America was 21. We had the 26th Amendment in the 70s that dropped it down to 18. I cannot understand how any person, even if you're like one of these like throwback conservatives, right? I don't get how anyone says, let's take the voting age and raise it to the highest that it's ever been. Like the argument for 18 was there's a lot of 18-year-olds who are in the military, there's a lot of 18-year-olds who work regular jobs when people can get, become adults, whatever, right? And you even have that people who make the same argument for 16-year-olds in some cases, but it's like, you want people to lose their right to vote based on discrimination against them thanks to their age, unless they serve in the military, and that usually entails fighting in some banana war in a country that people couldn't even find on the damn map, work as emergency responders, or take a naturalization test. One of the things I've always been disgusted by is how Republicans, it's like when they talk, they don't pick up on certain ideas. So a lot of people and I think Democrats are bad as well, although not as much. A lot of people see Republicans as like thinking of average workers like crap, right? Like just trash. And so when you say, hey, you can vote if you're under 25 in my proposal, you just have to work as an emergency responder. Well, hell, what about the 18-year-olds who, do any other type of work? I mean, for places like Amazon and Starbucks and all these other companies, that if they weren't there, they would not be afloat and the economy would crash. And that's why I said it's so disgusting, because he's trying to frame it as, I'm doing this to incentivize people to get involved with the military and other types of services, but you're completely discrediting the work that many 18-year-olds and people that are under 25, so like that in that 7-year period that or age group, do, that are essential to America. He said that only 16% of Gen Z say they're proud to be American. I mean, when you have politicians that want to take away your right to vote, unless you go and die in a banana war, or have some other specific type of job that they like, I can't say I'm too surprised that number would be as low as it is. I'm really not. Like, I don't like you could tell this is a proposal from a guy who's part of the party that struggles with younger voters. And they're going to keep struggling. When you have and he's only at 3%, but when you have a presidential candidate who's saying, let's raise the voting age except if you do this, that, or the other, that's nuts. Either raise it all the way, no exceptions, or just keep it to what it is. And like I said, a lot of the backbencher Republican candidates are picking some really dumb issues to die on the hill of. Like you had Haley talking about term limits and having a mental competency test. Just stuff that, like, average Americans who look at her proposals, Ramaswamy's proposal, they look and they say, hey, I'd like a wage increase. I'd like to be assured that I'm actually going to be able to, if my job screws with me, a union can protect me. These people, nothing they're proposing is going to benefit any damn body. They're not addressing workers or labor, or it's none of it. Like I said, you look at Trump's 2016 campaign, which is what these people are trying to emulate. They won't want to admit it, but that's who they're trying to copy off of. What did he talk about? Forgotten men and women, NAFTA, and all the jobs are being shipped to Mexico and Canada with these trade deals. He actually spoke about people's employment and things that mattered. He didn't get caught up in the culture war and this many Americans are disincentivized with it. Because what did Trump often say? What was his motto? Make America great again. So he criticized America and its leadership more than anybody else. And you're going to try to punish regular Gen Z people that have a negative view of America instead of if he were smart, going, all right, you know what? I want to have town halls with these people to figure out why are only so few of them proud to be American. Not, hey, well, this group is not really receptive to my party, so let's try to take away their right to vote. So I'm glad he's polling at 3%. I hope he starts polling at 1%.